Hi, I'm Josh Pruitt. I'm a maker and an amateur blacksmith. Today I'm going to show you my shop and making a hook. This is one I just made to hang a little bell, metal bell. It's kind of a simple little guy. All right, so the first thing I purchased for blacksmithing was this anvil. I think it's about 100 pounds, 120 pounds, something like that. Works pretty well. I found it on Craigslist. They're a little hard to find on the West Coast because nobody wanted to pull them over the Oregon Trail. This is over 100 years old, easily. I mean, you can get them, but they're much more expensive than the East Coast. These tools I got from my sister. She is married to a logger out in Clatskanie, and he had all these in his old shop. Their shop has been around for, I don't know, 80 years or more. And these were found in their old blacksmith shop. And my favorite is this guy here. I've been using a lot. It's kind of fun to see the little marks and things that have been there for who knows how many years. I've recently been working on making some new ones, but I'm still in process. Some bigger ones. Things like that. Next is my post vise. My uncle lives in John Day, Oregon, on the eastern side of the state. He called me up one day and said, "Hey, I found all these post vices and anvils and things, and do you want one?" And he showed me a picture, and I was like, "Yes, I do." It's a good deal. I think it was $100 or something. So this is my forge, my gas forge. Is propane. I use this tank here. It's made out of an old Freon tank. There's a scrapper driving down the road and picked up an old oven of mine, and I saw one of those in his back, and I said, "I'll trade you." And so he said, "Sure." He gave this to me and cut it up and made it inside. It's got the rock wool, and it's got a fire brick bottom. I've recently kind of extended it out with this steel here and here, so it's just gives me a little more surface to kind of hold things. So this is actually an old weed burner, and I took off the cage and just made it pull this up. But it just, as the gas pours in there, it pulls air in with it, the venturi, and that's what's burning in here. It's like a kind of a rocket burner. Yeah, just turn it on there. I could give it extra if I wanted to, but I've got plans to make another one a little bigger with that tank up there. Maybe find another tank and make them a little bigger, and do a forced air burner rather than a venturi. This is just to hold long stock. So this is my little giant trip hammer. It's a 50-pound trip hammer from, I believe it's from 1908. I bought it from a guy up in Washington who was a glass blower, and with the generous gift from my wife for Christmas in March. And it allows me to do some bigger metal a lot faster, so and doesn't break my arm. So I get my steel from wherever I can find it. I often go to the standard steel companies and get regular stock. I still go around and I find, like just recently I went down to the river. The river was pretty low, and this was stuck in an old log, just barely, that was kind of floating there, and so I pulled it out and brought it home. Figured the river wasn't missing it much, and I could make something useful out of it. Of course, you can walk along railroad tracks and find old railroad spikes every so often. I keep all my shorter scrap stuff here, and here's all my kind of longer stock storage stuff. It's almost, you can't really have too much steel as long as you can keep it undercover. I've got some old railroad track over here and things like that. So So the next hooks I'm going to make are to hang up a basket I put on the back of my truck, or like a trailer hitch kind of basket. So I need a couple hooks to hang it on the wall. Just going to take these railroad spikes, and I'm going to flatten out kind of this area to drill some holes into, and then bend the whole thing up. So this will be the hook part, and then this part will go up like that. So I'm going to throw them in here, and I'm going to turn on my forge. This is the fun part. It makes you jump most times. Let's turn that on, and I like to. Got to heat it up for probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. It just depends on the mass of the steel, how long it takes. That'd be a better fit. The nice thing about the forge is it takes off all the old rust. Just kind of, it doesn't take it off, but once you start hitting it, all that flakes off as scale. So this is my favorite hammer. It's a rounding hammer. On one side you can see it's all kind of rounded. The other side's flat. It's a Royer Z. It's a 3.5 pound. You can see on the. And it's this. I bought this off of a guy on Etsy who makes these hammers. And it's like, looks like a good one. Gotta hurry. Run out of gas. Up a little bit. Before the next step, so you're not struggling while you're waiting while it's cooling down. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Sharp edges, I'm going to just kind of hit it with the hammer on the side. Probably heat it up again. I just love that the texture it gets with the rust. Just all that kind of rusty texture in there. Little hook. So that's one of 1.5 million ways to make a hook out of a railroad spike. There it is. Thanks for watching.